Alright, let's start this day off with getting the quest from Dimitri, so that I don't have to go back and talk to everyone twice. Hello, Dimitri.
When I consider how Seteth must be feeling, my heart breaks. We must find Flame as soon as possible.
Yeah. Poor Seteth. Luckily I know that she's okay. But still, poor Seteth.
There are no signs of her having left the monastery, but we cannot safely rule out any possibility just yet.
Very smart.
I'm wasting precious time standing about trying to think of a solution. I'll survey the monastery and see what information I can gather.
You can actually hear the worry in his voice. Doesn't like being helpless.
There must be someone who has a clue as to Flame's whereabouts.
We'll find her, don't worry. At the end of the month.
Will you do me a favor?
Of course, we must locate Flame, and soon. Let's gather all of the information we can around the monastery. Surely someone must have heard or have seen or heard something. Will do. Will do. No stone unturned. Hello, Dedu.
I've heard the monastery is full of secret passages.
It is.
If there is no sign of Flame's departure, it is possible that she used one of those.
I mean, she didn't use it, but she's being hidden in one.
Whatever has happened, I hope she is all right.
Oh, Dedu. Caring about someone who's not His Majesty? Or do you care because of his Majesty's worry? Oh, regardless, I'm sure the thought is appreciated.
Hello?
Hello, Edelgard. Are you, though?
Flame is missing. We should split up and search for her. There isn't a moment to waste. We must find her before it's too late.
I still love how she must have gone running to put on her uniform, or no, to how she had to have changed uniform when she in the Black Eagle. She teleports in as the Flame Emperor, teleports out, you leave, and then she comes rushing over, having just changed her clothes. Just the thought of her rushing to get out. It's funny. Hello, Leonie.
Where could Flame have gone? Do you think she's really been kidnapped?
Yes, she has.
I hear Tomas has been going around asking about her.
Fucking Tomas.
But he's probably just worried like the rest of us.
No, he's just a douche.
Though it wasn't just Flame. He was asking about you and Captain Gerald, too.
Actually, not even that. He's in on it. Actually, I don't know if he's in on this specific scheme. But he's allied, so. Wait, there aren't two conversations with you, are there?
Where could Flame have gone?
No.
Though it
Okay. Hey, Lawrence.
If Flame were taken hostage, I expect we would have received demands from the culprit by now.
I mean, less taken hostage, more just kidnapped.
Perhaps
Leonie
this
was
is not
right.
kidnapping at all. Do you suppose she could have simply run away?
No, you have to recognize the difference between just straight up kidnapping and hostage taking. But yeah, it is technically possible.
If that is the case, it is unlikely that we will find her anywhere in the monastery.
Let's go down here. Who's over here? Oh, Ferdinand and Raphael. Hey, Ferdy.
A beautiful, delicate maiden vanishing into thin air? It is like something out of a book.
Not the time, Ferdinand, not the time.
If it were a book, we would have no need to worry. She would be rescued presently by a dashing nobleman.
Well, she'll be rescued by... Oh, no, wait. Dimitri won't be there, I don't think. So no, she won't be rescued by a dashing nobleman. Or I guess Felix or Sylvain could count, I suppose.
Do you have any idea as to where she might be? Where she might have wandered off to?
I do. Perhaps she went looking for treats to the greenhouse for some flowers.
The greenhouse. I did not think of that. I will take a look around there later.
Of course. Hello, Raphael.
I hope Flane isn't going hungry. If someone really kidnapped her, I'll never forgive them.
Yeah, it's unforgivable making someone miss a meal.
Now that I think about it, I saw Alois hanging out by the pond not too long ago.
Alois didn't do it.
He was always getting into trouble for trying to talk to Flane, you know?
That's because he's such a nice guy.
It's probably a crazy thought, but I'm starting to worry.
And he's hanging out by the pond because he wants to fish. Hello.
Professor.
Oh, how terrible.
The monastery has been turned upside down. I wonder if we're still going to have the Battle of the Eagle and Lion next month.
Oh, is that next month? Oh, shoot.
It's a yearly tradition, but with things the way they are right now, it's hard to imagine.
We'll do it still. Man, it's coming up sooner than I thought.
At any rate, I hope they find Flane soon.
I guess not really. Because, let's see. Chapter way on, this is 6. There's, what, 12 before the very end, with the last one, of course, being the battle of, where Byleth goes missing.
Oh, you're looking for Flane's kidnapper.
Yep.
I can't say anything for sure, but I do have suspicions about Yuritsa.
Damn. Felix just straight up called it.
There's something about how he's handling his blade lately. It seems more impulsive than usual.
Yeah, that is the Death Knight for sure. Felix being all observant here.
It couldn't hurt
Way
to
to
try
go.
speaking with him at least.
Yeah.
At this hour, I think you'll find him sparring with Catherine at the training grounds.
Actually, I don't think he's there. He's kind of busy kidnapping Flane. But yeah, no, because we still have, with this month, after this month, we still have the Remire Village, the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, the church, the Holy Tomb, where Edelgard is. Or where Edelgard is revealed. I'm forgetting some. Did I miss someone? I'll make my way back to them. Gotta get to, Bernie over here.
Let's see.
Hey, Bernie. How are you doing?
Flane's not in here!
I know.
I guess I have to let you in to prove it, don't I?
Yeah, you do. Hey, Bernie. How you doing? You're gonna join my class, right? I hope so. I have to. Oh, teddy bear. I always love seeing the details of their rooms. Sometimes you can gather a little bit about their interests, but not much. Hi, Bernie. You're all good.
There, see?
No.
No one's in Bernie's room but Bernie. Maybe Flane just wanted to be alone for a while. Have you considered that?
Unfortunately, it is not that simple.
Come to think of it, where is her room anyway?
That is a good question. Probably somewhere where... Actually, where's Seteth's room? We know where Rhea's room is, but... I mean, we know where Seteth's office is. Well, it's probably somewhere around there as well. Alright, let's see. Is there... And there is someone in the dormitory. Why Flane of all people? She's got special blood. Hey, Ash. What's
I heard
up?
something like this happened last year, too.
Oh, Monica.
Neither the culprit nor the missing student were ever found last time. Some people say it was the work of evil spirits.
That poor noble. I felt less bad when I could think that maybe there was never any real Monica and that it was always the... What was her name? Kronia? Starts with a K. But then when I found that one father who was still looking for a Monica, feel so bad for him. Maybe it was. Or no, then it could be the same culprit.
I thought the same. Could there be a connection?
Oh, there is. There absolutely is. Oh, one of the places I was forgetting. You get the revenge, the forest, the sleeping forest. That was another one of them. The ones before the end.
Huh?
Oh, Sylvain.
Ow! Ingrid just about slapped the teeth out of my head.
I'm sure you deserved it.
All I did was suggest that Flame might have eloped.
Yep. Definitely. Well, hopefully it wasn't literally so hard that your teeth were about to come out, but definitely deserves a good scolding at the very least. Is that a possibility?
I don't know. I was just suggesting things, and suddenly I was seeing stars and Ingrid was yelling at me.
Go and search over there or something. Who do we got? Caspar.
I don't know if she ran off or got kidnapped or what. I just know that Flame's in trouble. That's it. I can't keep sitting around. I gotta go find her.
Yes. I like his protectiveness.
Now, where do I start?
Yeah, it is a daunting task with how big the monastery is. Let's go get Linhart. Hey, Linhart.
Flame? No, I haven't seen her. She's been abducted. Oh, you're looking for her. Sorry,
Yeah.
my mind was somewhere else.
Where?
I just recently learned she has a crest. Did you know that, Professor?
I did. The major crest of Sethlene.
If it was a particularly rare crest, I could imagine Professor Hanneman would have quite an intense interest in her.
I mean, you're actually on the right track. Felix kind of calls who did it, and you kind of call the reason.
Oh, no, I'm not accusing Professor Hanneman of abducting Flame.
Yeah, no, Professor Hanneman didn't do it, but it's not even necessarily not even necessarily the crest. It's the fact that she is herself, I would think. Such a surely.
To think that Flame would disappear like this. Sedith must be worried sick.
He's beside himself with worry.
I haven't much to go off of, and perhaps it's out of line for me to feel so uncomfortable.
What?
But something has been bothering me for a while about Gilbert.
Hmm.
I feel as though I've met him somewhere before.
You probably have, considering whose father he is.
I also noticed him staring intently at Annette once.
Guilty feelings, perhaps. Well, we will get there. Believe me. I look forward to it.
Professor?
I'm missing one, I think. Oh, wait, no, that's just Gatekeeper. I'll get you in a second. Save the best for last and all, or, well, not quite last, but last in this area. Hey, Shamir.
What brings you here? I'm taking a break.
Okay. Just saying hi. Maybe I'll train with you later. Ooh, arcane crystals.
Hello there.
Super valuable.
Hey, Professor. How's it going? Making lots of coin?
It's pretty good, actually. And I got a decent chunk of change.
I'd like to catch up, but I'm super busy right now. Working. For money. You understand.
I always love the way she says that. For money. Working.
Hey, how about a favor?
Okay. Seems that there are some rare, valuable secrets circulating on the battlefield. Yes, I would love that secret book. See you around.
What do you require? Farewell.
Oh, the merchants are here. I can also finally replenish my smithing stones. I'll get a bunch of them.
Hello there.
Man, if only Woot Steel wasn't so valuable and rare. If I could just buy it, I wouldn't mind. But because it is, I think going for the Javelin Plus is more than sufficient. More than worth the cost. Not just the extra uses, but the 1 extra damage. Nothing to sneeze at. I mean, it's not much, but it's something.
Is this it? Is this it?
Iron Pluses. Those are really, the extra hit and the extra damage makes them super worth it.
There you go.
Now, I'm not sure if he needs... Oh, no, he already has a Training X Plus. Never mind. Ooh, I already have enough for our 11 sword. I'm not going to waste it. I'll use those Arcane Crystals for something else, either to increase the, to get it a plus, or, to get like an Arcane Bow or something. Steel Sword Plus, though, absolutely.
Is this it? There you go.
Steel Bow Plus as well. Wow. Oh no, that's because it's a broken. The actual increase is nothing for just the damage. Decrease in weight is nice though. What do I need for the long? Ah, God damn it, it's wood steel. That one might be worth it for the extra range.
Anytime.
All right, wonderful. A lot of forged weapons. Now, Gatekeeper, anything to report? Maybe about Flame?
Greetings, Professor. Today, there is quite a bit to report.
The one and only time.
There is a masked individual who has been going into town every evening and not returning until the following morning.
That would be Death Knight.
You see? Nothing gets past this guard. I doubt it has anything to do with Flame's disappearance, but... well, better safe than sorry, I always say.
You do a fantastic job, Gatekeeper. Worry not. Oh? Someone else by the... Oh, that's Alois, isn't it? Hey, Alois.
Hey there, Professor. Did you want to talk?
Of course.
What? Me? Abduct Flame? You can't really believe I did that.
No, I really can't. Did you find anything in the pond? I hear she was yelling at you. Or did you find anything in the pond?
Well, this may sound silly, but I was too scared to even look. I couldn't bear the thought of finding her in its depths.
Oh, God. That's dark.
Hey there, Professor. What? Me? Abduct Flame?
I hear she's always yelling at you.
No, that's just because of my dumb jokes. She says that they're not very good.
Oh, she is... well, she's correct, but she's also very wrong.
But if I went around kidnapping everyone who said that, the whole monastery would be empty.
See? Oh. I love you, Alois. I mean, your jokes are great in how bad they are.
Professor?
As all dad jokes are. Hello, monk. About? What are your suspicions?
This might be the first time I've ever seen Setith look so worn down. If poor Flame was lured away by anyone.
You're the one who suggests, Shamir.
I personally think the clear suspect is that miscreant from Dusker. Those
Nope.
people are deceptive by nature.
Dude. The fuck? I'm gonna bother telling to do about that. He wouldn't be surprised.
Young Flame's disappearance is most troubling.
Yeah.
What? Who would suspect me? You know what? I'll tell you who. A fool. That's who.
Yeah. Well, Linhardt's no fool. And I don't think he really suspects you. Is her crest rare enough to justify kidnapping her?
Flame's crest, the major crest of Sethlene, is rare. but there are others who possess it.
Oh, yeah. Still curious how they did that. How they passed on it, because clearly it isn't down through lineage. At least not originally. Hey, Hubert.
If Flane has been taken hostage, then we know she is alive. At least for now. There would be no point to abducting her if simple murder was the objective.
You can't help but sound guilty, can you?
That's only logical, Professor.
It's like he really, really, really wants to tell us his plans. But he settles for just vaguely hinting at them. Let's go this way. Owl feathers, the most valuable gift. Hello there, Cyril.
I can't believe Flame just disappeared. I don't like it one little bit. Oh, are you here to see someone?
Well, you and others.
Alois and Shamir and all the knights are gonna head into town soon.
Good. Very good. Do I really want to recruit you? I mean, maybe. Looks like there's a quest here.
I can't believe Flame. Oh, Alois.
It says it has the quest got. Oh,
can't believe.
Right.
Alois.
I have to give you the gift, the admiring love letter.
Thanks, Professor.
You're welcome.
Whoa. I can only imagine how worried Seteth must be. But
Oh yeah.
isn't mobilizing the entire Order of Knights a bit excessive?
No. Not at all.
I was originally assigned to investigate those reports of the Death Knight in the town near Garreg Mach. When I think how many more victims that dastard might claim while we're all busy searching for Flame.
Ah, but you see, you neglect to consider that they are in fact related.
I'm sorry, that was insensitive. We're all under a lot of stress right now. It's important that we find her quickly.
Also, her particular importance can't be understated. I mean, you're literally rescuing one of the major saints of your religion.
What the?
Oh, no one else in here. Cyril did say that. Oh, here's Net. Yep. I remember exactly where she stands. Maybe it was the Death Knight.
There have been a lot of rumors swirling around lately about a Death Knight who kidnaps people from the nearby town.
Yeah.
You don't think Flame was, you know...
Oh.
Do you?
Can't even say it all. We can't. I don't believe so.
And whether the rumors are true or not, I just hope our Flame is safe.
Don't worry, Annette. She is. Oh. Poor Annette. Poor Flame. Ah, you.
What is it? Is something the matter? I see. So, Flame has gone missing.
Yes, she has.
I will do what I can to support the search.
I'm sure you will.
It seems that you are a bit suspicious of me. Might I ask your reasons?
Because you're a monster. Why were you asking about Flame?
I was away from the monastery for a few years, but do not forget. I have spent more than 4 decades in total working here at Garreg Mach Monastery. Yet it was not until recently that I learned that Seteth has a sister.
I mean, you didn't know Seteth before then.
It is only natural to be curious.
I found a hole in your story.
I assure you, there is nothing more to it than that.
Seteth only came to the monastery recently.
Is something that I will do? It has been 2 decades since I last knew Gerald.
That one is
He
true.
looks nearly identical to my memory of him.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever actually been explained. Now that I remember.
It is only natural to be curious, don't you think? I assure you, there is nothing more to it than that.
I mean, there's a lot more to it than that.
Professor?
Professor.
Let's see, we'll make our way around here. Oh, you two. Hey, Claude.
Flane's gone missing. Where could she be?
Down in the tunnels.
If it were an ordinary
Eureka's
kidnapping,
estate.
you'd think there'd be a demand for ransom or something by now. I don't like the sound of this.
I bet Flame ran away. She couldn't stand being held back by Seth any longer.
No, she loves her brother.
I can empathize. I know what it's like to have an overbearing big brother.
You know you love each other. Let's see.
Professor, but if you're here to
Not quite yet ready, huh? Too bad. So sad. Maybe I should have her support me this month. Ah.
Professor!
Hello.
Professor! I saw him. A knight wielding a gigantic scythe.
And I have fought him.
He was just like the rumors say, all covered in jet black armor. It was the Death Knight. I just know it. You don't think he has something to do with Flane's disappearance, do you?
Oh, he absolutely does. Hey there, Dorothea.
Hey, Professor, have you seen Manuela?
Not recently.
I saw her running off somewhere in a terrible hurry.
Yeah, she saw... Let's see, she saw the Death Knight or Yuritsa. I can't remember if she knew Flane was there or not.
I wonder if it has anything to do with Flane's disappearance. Do you know, Professor?
I do. You're on first name terms with Professor Manuela.
Oh, yes. Didn't you know? She was the senior diva in our opera company.
Yes, she was. Alright. Keep your eyes peeled, Dorothea. Hello, Petra.
Flane was child-napped. That is what you are thinking? And the villain is inside our monastery?
Underneath, but basically.
I must have admittance. One person has been catching my eye.
Who?
Shamir is a knight not like other knights. Her movements are being reminders of... No. They remind me of warriors of Brigid.
You're not wrong. In fact, Shamir is... Shoot, I'm forgetting the name of all of a sudden. Not Brigid. Ah, they allied with Brigid.
Before she was here, what was she getting up to?
God damn it, I am blanking on that name of that island nation all of a sudden. Not there's Dusker, up north, Brigid. God damn it, it's not coming to me all of a sudden. I've never had that problem. Hey, Mercy.
Do you really think Flane was kidnapped?
Unfortunately so. She must have been.
I have a feeling you're right. We really need to find her, and quickly.
We will, Mercy. We will. Not quickly, but we will find her in time.
I've only ever spoken to Flane a handful of times.
And I know you have a crush on her.
She always seems so naive about the ways of the world. I'm worried about her.
At least if we go through your supports with her. I think she'd be easy. Do you have feelings for Flane?
What makes you say that? This is hardly the time for teasing, you know.
Yes, you do, Ignatz. That's wholesome. I'm okay with that. I won't put you through that for your sake, though. Seteth would destroy you. But that's nice. Oh. Nope. Thought that was Seteth for a second. Alright, Shamir. Remind me, what was the name of your country again?
What brings you here? I'm taking a break. Is this about Flane? You find me suspicious.
I really don't. What did you do before coming to the monastery?
I was somewhere else, fighting. Is that a problem?
No.
I understand that I don't fit in among the Knights of Seros.
I know. I love you, though. You're one of my favorite knights.
But that hardly links me to Flane's disappearance.
I only even talked to you about this for completeness' sake.
What brings you here? I'm taking a break. Is this about Flane? True. Your point being?
I really want you to remind me of the name.
I understand that I don't fit in among the Knights of Seiros, but that hardly links me.
Damn it. God. It's not gonna come to me, is it? Shoot. I delivered your letter for you.
Impressive. Nice work.
Thanks. I was watching him as he read the letter. Looks like it spooked him a bit. That's too bad. Yep, he has eyes for only one other. And that would be Lady Rhea. Thank you for the watering can. Where? Ah, there you are.
Did you hear about Flane? It's just one thing after another this year, I swear.
Yeah.
Some of the lower-ranked knights are searching for her in the town. If they find anything, I'll know.
Anything about Yuritsa?
What? Yuritsa? Come to think of it, I haven't seen him today.
Yeah, he is off being mischievous.
What would make you suspect him?
That mask he wears is suspicious. I heard he goes out every night.
I see. Well, I'll let the knights know. Did you... Some of... What? What would make you suspect him?
The mask he wears is suspicious.
I see. Well, I'll let the knights know.
Nothing special for that, huh? Too bad. 3 notes. Flane is an interesting young lady, but keep your distance. Seteth's quite protective, and you wouldn't want to fan the flames of his wrath, or should I say, fan the flames. Oh, a hedge between keeps friendship green. I love you, Eloise. Never change. Dagda. That's it. I typically decorate with red roses when I host a tea party. But lately I'm considering the virtues of variety. Do you have any thoughts about what other flowers I might try? White lilies are pleasant and calming, sure. Let's see, I often hear ridiculous rumors about ghosts appearing in the monastery. It's nonsense, and it's disrupting my studies. There aren't really ghosts, are there? Don't worry, Lysithea, there aren't. You best not walk around at nights. The rumors are true. Ghosts everywhere. No, there's no ghosts. As much as I would love to taunt you, I could rather use the support points. Oh.
Well...
I've served here at Garrick Mach in some capacity or another for several decades now.
Wow. How long have you known Tomas?
But after all that time, even I can't claim to know everything about the layout.
Searching the entire interior of the monastery is a more difficult task than you may think.
No, I can tell. The place is enormous.
It makes you wonder who designed such a titanic compound.
I mean, I don't think Rhea actually designed the place, but yeah, whoever the designers were. In fact, it was also probably built up over time.
There are fragments of records remaining from its original construction, but none of them name an actual architect.
Yep, that's all been hidden from history. There you are, Lady Rhea.
Hello there.
Professor, have you still not found any leads regarding Flane's whereabouts?
Well, I found leads.
I have looked everywhere. Not even the knights on guard have seen anything of note.
You're searching too? We'll find her. Together. Yeah, no, absolutely, she's searching. Flane is of special importance to her.
Yes. Let us work together. It reassures me to have you by my side.
Of course, Lady
May
Rhea.
the goddess protect dear Flame until she returns to us.
I will protect her with my life.
May the goddess...
Oh, you don't get to do the other one. That's too bad. I don't think I'm going to go for the S support this time. I'm rather curious about the alternative ending if you don't get it. I assume that something similar will still happen as with the other routes. Hello, Marianne.
Dear goddess, hear my prayer.
Aw.
Please watch over Flame. Please protect her.
Don't worry, Marianne.
May I ask a favor?
One of Dorte's friends is about to have a baby. Do you know of any medicinal herbs that will ensure a safe delivery? I can help you find something. Yeah, Dorte's great, isn't he? I wonder if... This isn't just a friend, is it? Of Dorte's? Not of something else? Something a little more? This isn't Dorte's lady friend, is it? Dorte's child. Find medicinal herbs that will help a horse have a safe delivery and give them to Marianne. Absolutely. Alright. Looks like that's everyone. Alright, Marianne.
I didn't mean to trouble you.
Oh, it is no trouble at all. I'm always happy to help you. Thank you. This medicinal herb is supposedly quite useful when administered to a horse who's about to give birth. I'm going to mix this into her feed. I wonder what it actually does. Is it just a painkiller? Maybe it does something to the circulation. I don't know. My knowledge of horse childbirth is non-existent. Lysithia. Where did you go? I know you're in here. I remember you're in the hallway. Oh, that's new. Since when is this just right here? Oh, Tomas doesn't seem to be here right now. I see.
Reflecting on it now, Flame has always seemed a rather odd person.
Yeah, I mean, she's had some unusual circumstances in her life.
She appears young, yet there's something about her that seems much older than her years suggest. And she's quite wise, but also surprisingly naive.
Yeah. Yeah. She's somewhat like you, actually. Maybe she's actually a ghost. Oh, so tempting, but no. Maybe she's lived a very sheltered life.
You might be right. Whatever the case, Sedith seems to care for her more than anything.
Oh, as would be expected from a father.
Reflecting on it now.
Oh, damn it, I really wanted to see the other one too.
Yes, I'm actually very...
Not yet. I don't suppose... No, we aren't quite to your support yet. Maybe I'll take you with me then. Actually, I'll check for items first.
What?
Hello, Gilbert. How are you doing? Talked to Annette yet?
Miss Flane's whereabouts are unknown. Pray she is safe.
Yes, do we all?
We do not seem to have any leads at present.
I have several leads, as well as the actual location.
I am one of the suspects, am I?
Not really.
Well, hopefully I can lay your suspicions to rest. Do you know of my, let's call it, unique situation?
Enlighten me. Do you mean Annette?
I was once a knight, in service to the Fargus royal family. If Ingrid believes she saw me before, it was likely in Ferdiad, the kingdom capital.
Yeah. I wonder, did Ingrid actually know Annette growing up? Probably not. Maybe, though.
Annette she is my... But no. I would appreciate it, Professor, if you would ask no more.
Can't even say it. I hope you have a really good excuse as to why you abandoned her. Oh. Yeah, no one's where they normally are. I don't know why I bothered to check the room. I can see on the map that there was no one in there. Hey, Yuritsa, Gerald.
Because of Flame's disappearance, all of the knights are searching non-stop.
Yep.
But we haven't found a single lead. Sedith's face is getting paler by the minute. It's hard to watch.
Poor guy.
What's that? You're looking for Manuela? Well, I did pass by her earlier. She was carrying something. A mask of some sort.
Yuritsa's mask. Flame's mask. Yuritsa's mask?
I'm not close to the guy, so I can't say for sure. But come to think of it, you could be right.
I wonder why he wears it. Probably something to do with Death Knight. And that's everybody. Now let's just talk to the poor Seteth himself. Aw. Poor guy. I will find her. And I'm not going to try to tell him not to worry. It's not possible. I will find her. I swear it.
That is all I can ask. Please, lend me your aid. She would never have left the monastery of her own volition. Why is there not a trace of her to be found?
Seteth's voice actor really does capture the worry. It's fantastic work. Alright, I think that's everything. Just gotta turn in the quest. And then we'll be on to the next part of the month.
Professor, thanks for your help.
I agree that Professor Yuritsa's behavior is odd. We should ask him directly. I expect he'll be at the training grounds or in his quarters.
What? I have a bad feeling about this. We must find them both at once.
Yeah, Professor Manuel ran off with Professor Yuritsa's mask.
Professor Yuritsa will be at the training grounds or his quarters. I believe the latter can be found on the eastern side of the Knight's Hall.
Yes, it can. Alright, I guess we should also use up the rest of our time doing something.
Remember this, Professor. That look on Dedue's face means he thinks the food is pretty tasty.
I think I've seen this one before, but maybe not.
Ooh, I love this stuff. Did you know that?
Aw.
Yeah, you just get it, Professor.
She is so adorable sometimes. Always. Alright. Moving on. Oh, hey. No seminar this week. Damn. Leicester Alliance Founding Day is today. There's a special dish in the dining hall. Partake in the festivities, of course. Why wouldn't I? Is there a good reason not to?
I've eaten many meals in my time, but this is divine.
I appreciate any good meal, but nothing beats enjoying my favorite food.
Hey, you guys have a support together, don't you? No, I don't think so. But you do make quite the pair. Mercy!
You there, youngster? Won't you listen to this old man's troubles?
I suppose. I don't remember this.
I was born and raised right here in this town. I spent my whole life here.
Did you now?
My daughter lives in the Empire, and she sent me a letter to ask if I was keeping up with my daily worship.
You're not.
Well, hello there, Professor.
Nope. Okay, not. He's not related to you. No. I just stumbled upon him and he started talking at me. I don't know him.
Is that so? I was sure you two knew each other. Is there something we can do for you, good sir?
He is really short.
Oh, what a lovely young lady. I was just telling this kind soul a story.
Really? What's troubling you?
Oh wait, no, he's sitting down. Okay. Okay, that makes more sense.
Well, I was thinking of going to daily prayer, but my leg's been acting up and I can't walk properly.
How terrible. That's no good at all. May I be of assistance?
She is always so sweet.
I'd be happy to lend a shoulder and escort you to the chapel.
Did I not get all the way with her supports last time in the Black Eagle house? I probably wouldn't have prioritized her since I would get her anyways. With the blue lines, but...
Would you? Oh, I'd be most grateful to you. Thank the goddess for sending this young lady to me today.
We'll need your help too, Professor.
Yeah. Mercy
Yes, sir,
is,
take
in
my
fact,
arm.
a gift from the heavens.
Splendid work, Professor. He really seemed to appreciate our assistance.
Yes, he did, I'm sure. We did a good deed.
Putting a smile on someone's face always seems to brighten up the day.
It is nice, isn't it?
Is something wrong? You're giving me a strange look.
No. How did you know something was bothering him?
Oh, how should I put this? I suppose it's just second nature to me.
What do you mean?
It's difficult to describe, but I can usually tell when someone is worried about something.
So empathetic. Yeah. Yeah, empathetic.
Back there, I could tell that both you and the old man were in distress.
I remember this one
Spent a
now.
lot of my life living in the church. Maybe that's why I'm so good at identifying these things?
Maybe. Maybe. Or you're just really, 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 really great. That's news to me.
Did I not mention that before?
To this Violet, no.
I spent nearly 10 years of my life in the Church of Fargus.
Yep, after you ran away from that piece of shit.
Many came to us with their troubles. In my own time of need, I once ran to the church myself, and they helped me.
Or I guess technically your mother did with you, but...
May I share something with you, Professor? It's about a dream of mine.
As in a dream you've been having? Or like a dream for the future kind of thing? What is your dream?
I'd like to work in the church.
That kind of dream, okay.
I want to be like the priest who helped me.
I'm sure you can, Mercy.
Never mind. It's not a very
What?
realistic dream.
Why?
Please forget I said anything.
How is it not realistic?
If I were someone else, perhaps a
Oh.
commoner without a crest or stature, maybe things would be different.
Yep. Let's see. If I have my timeline correct, you were born into House Martreats. Then, after your father died, your mother got married to House Bartrell, where she had Yuritsa. After Yuritsa was born, he became abusive or just was going to abandon you two, and... No. Didn't he take an interest in Mercy? I forget. At which point you ran to the church, and now you were adopted into a merchant family with the hopes of using you for your crest or something like that, or stature title.
It's a bit sad, but this is the way things have to be.
She is probably the most complicated just trail of backstory out of anyone else in this game.
After all, only the goddess can decide our fates.
Yeah. Well, the goddess decides my fate all the time. Absolutely, Ingrid.
Ugh, will Father never learn? All of these useless letters are only creating more rubbish in the world.
Suitors.
Professor? Oh, I didn't see you standing there. My apologies.
It's okay. Troubles with the family. Was that a letter you're disposing of?
Oh, that paper. Well, Yes, it was.
Not even gonna try to hide it. That's smart. I could hear it ripping.
It was a letter
And
from
talking.
my father.
I could hear you talking as well. You sure you wanted to throw it away? Isn't that important to you?
I understand where you're coming from here, but I have no need of such things.
What, letters from your father?
It isn't like anything of importance was written on it. Curious? I suppose there's no harm in allowing you to read it.
Thank you.
Go on then.
But there's no need if it's truly private.
My dearest daughter, Ingrid.
Oh. Your father is voiced and named Galatia.
Are you
Oh, that's your last name.
I trust that you are behaving yourself and refraining from causing trouble for others.
Yeah, she is the responsible one.
Things on the home front are in order. The marriage proposal for you and the Viscount's son should be prepared soon.
Yep.
Although, I am quite certain there are many superior candidates at Garreg Mach Monastery.
Probably. I mean, there's King Dimitri himself, for one.
As you know, the very survival of our family is dependent upon whom you marry.
The joys of nobility and arranged marriages.
You are the only one left in the family who can make things right. We are all counting on you. Do not lose sight of what truly matters.
Do what you must for the family, eh? What's happening with you? Why is this so important? Is your family on the verge of collapse? They're just losing their power for some reason? Something like that? A letter about marriage prospects?
Yes. Perhaps you found it somewhat entertaining.
No.
I've told you that we've never been very well off financially.
Right.
My noble family, House Galatea,
Galatea.
branched off from House Daphne in the Alliance.
Judith is awesome.
Shortly after, we were lucky enough to receive the support of the royal family, allowing us to attain nobility, to some extent.
So you're a cadet family then?
But the territory we watch over
I think that's the term for it.
Its harvest meager. And our noble blood, too, has grown thin. Neither my father nor my brothers bear a crest.
At least if my playing of Crusader Kings 3 has taught me anything. I think it was cadet families. But yeah. Poor territory. Low harvests. Oh. You have a crest though, right? Pretty sure you do.
I, however, do bear a crest. Because of this, my father sees me as our family's one hope for the future.
Damn crests. Ruined families.
A crest is highly prized among nobles. Were I to marry into a greater noble family, that financial support could soothe our woes.
Okay, it makes a little sense. But that's an awful way for him to treat. I do get it. At least, you know, I get the perspective. I mean, I don't value the same things, but I understand. Can't believe he used you like that.
Thank you, Professor. Your sentiment alone is a great
But
comfort
yeah.
to me.
You shouldn't feel forced.
Despite my own feelings, I understand his approach
Yeah.
to all this. It isn't that he doesn't care for me. I understand it very, very well, which is why
You're not accepting, are you?
I apologize, Professor. I must be going.
The paralogue you have with Dorothy, I think. Was that it was a merchant's son or a merchant that you were getting proposed from? I forget. A more direct method of addressing financial woes, I suppose. I think we have one more, yep. Felix.
You're certainly not going easy on me.
Never. I'm gonna kick your ass. Just the way you want me to.
You fight like a mercenary, not a knight. You hunger for victory, pure and simple.
You know you like it.
You may not be aware of it yourself, but I see it.
And of course I don't fight like a knight. I'm not a knight, I'm a mercenary. So of course I fight like a mercenary. Should I take that as a compliment?
Indeed. Knights ought to have some hunger. I've always thought so.
Yeah. A little bit.
They depend too much on their swords. Only when they're wrested away do knights consider their hands and feet as weapons.
That would be foolish.
That's not how it was for warriors of old. They weren't limited
Every
by
part of your
tools.
body is a potential weapon.
Victory
And a
is
potential
what matters, not the method of achieving it.
vulnerability.
That's the attitude to adopt.
Victory is what matters, not the... So, ends justify the means, in other words.
I detect that in your style. It is plain to see.
At least in combat. I don't know if he takes that philosophy to other aspects of his life. That doesn't seem like praise.
You may take it however you like. I believe the difference between us lies within that hunger.
Really? Not just my superior skill?
But where does it come from?
Because I'm pretty sure my skill in the sword is higher than yours.
From the start, I was aiming to win. Yet I couldn't defeat you.
Because I'm better than you.
Then I remembered something you said before.
About your aspirations?
Indeed. I was raised to value strength above all else, whereas you had a reason, an ambition, pushing you toward that hunger.
Ambition is useful.
So tell me, what was the reason? Why were you driven to become so strong?
Probably mostly my dad. To survive. To protect the people. No, probably to survive.
That's a mercenary's answer, to be sure. So that is the source of your hunger.
Yep.
I suppose I must find my own.
You will. I'm sure you will. I'll help you. Or we can find it together.
If we're to get along, I think not. I'll be content if you continue to train with me.
Alright. We'll train. But we'll keep searching for your ambition.
Perhaps it will come to me as I swing my sword.
You're gonna fall in love. We both know it. I wonder if Felix has a shared support with Byleth as well. Or shared ending with Mela Byleth as well.
Hey, Sylvain. I would like your help for today's work.
Oh?
So you finally learned you can't do everything yourself?
Of course not.
You have helped me to learn several things. I count on you, Sylvain.
That is a scary thought.
The result was fine, though I thought we could have aimed even higher.
You're just grooming horses.
Agreed. Let's come up with a better plan next time.
Doesn't have to be perfect. Lots of skills.
all coming
Oh,
together.
good. Swords. He needs that. Wait, no, that's Lance's. Shoot. Swordbreaker.
I'm really getting the hang of this.
I'm getting much better.
Those are all good, though. Let's see. Yeah, we'll explore. Alright, time for the seminar now. And whoever's birthday it is. Get Dimitri some sword skills. Great, all the way to D+. That should help a little bit. Happy using axes. There's a thought. Kinda curious what budding talent she gets. His father's footsteps. But no, we want him to keep training his sword.
I must ask you.
Yes, Dimitri? No matter the weapon, it cannot be wielded properly without ample strength and stamina, right? Regardless of those skills one may possess. I've been using various training techniques, but lately I feel like they are all lacking. May be necessary to increase your training intensity. That feeling can actually be a sign of progress. Try focusing on one skill at a time, at least for a while.
Ah, I see.
Great.
Professor.
Hello, Ingrid. I've always admired Pegasus Knights for their versatility they bring to battle. By studying flight, as well as the lance, I am sure to be useful no matter the terrain. You're right, but for now I need you to also focus on authority. And you're also already a Pegasus Knight. Oh, it's Catherine's birthday. I'll give her flowers, why not? Dimitri. Cool. Must be from that advice I just gave him.
Thank you for your help the other day, Professor. Please, allow me to express my gratitude by taking you to dinner.
Oh. Is it a date, Dimitri? I would be delighted.
Fantastic. Please think about what you'd like to eat. After all, such magnificent guidance must work up quite an appetite.
I don't like being asked what I want to eat, Dimitri. I hate having to decide.
I've studied swordsmanship for some time, but your mercenary skills are something else entirely.
You should know that about me before you start, barking up that tree. But thank you for the compliment.
Speaking of which, there's another question I must ask you.
Oh?
Were you reconciled with the reality of battle from your first foray? With the killing part, I mean?
I don't know, was I? Hadn't the luxury of questioning it. No, it's never easy.
I see.
And you?
No. I do not carry that burden well. I doubt that will change, no matter how many years come and go.
Yeah. That's not a bad thing, though. Necessarily.
The first time I led on the battlefield, I was sent to quell a rebellion in the West. It was not a difficult fight. The enemy was not well trained, and their morale was low.
I see. You didn't slaughter them to a man, did you?
A swing of the lance, and your opponent falls. A flash of your blade, and a path opens up. That's the sort of battle it was. Easy, right?
Well, maybe tactically easy. But you did what you had to do.
That's one way to look at it.
What happened, Dimitri?
The leader of the rebel army was defeated, and the rebellion quelled. This was at the height of the post-war period.
Which war? I assume the tragedy of Dusker?
I recall coming across a dead soldier's body. He was clutching a locket. Inside was a lock of gold hair.
Yeah.
I don't know to whom it belonged. His wife? His daughter? Mother? Lover? I'll never know.
Dimitri, you go down this chain of thoughts, you're going to tear yourself apart.
He was a soldier, an enemy, someone we had cut down without hesitation. But in that moment, I realized he was also a real person, just like the rest of us.
I just don't see where you're coming from, Felix. I really don't.
Of course, we cannot stand idly by and allow anyone to commit senseless acts of violence.
Yeah.
Yet, in dispensing what we call justice, we take the lives of cherished family members, beloved friends. Killing is part of the job, but even so, there are times when I'm chilled to the bone by the depravity of my own actions.
Yeah. Damn. Dimitri is... well, wrestling with some complex feelings. It's normal to feel that way. I felt the same way.
That you feel the same way is more comforting than you could know.
I thought I might.
Professor, may I speak freely?
Of course.
When we first met, I thought of you as someone who felt no strong feelings about killing your enemies.
Yeah, Byleth gives that impression to people. It's mostly the blank stare, I think.
I could never trust someone who kills without batting an eye. My heart won't allow it. But after speaking with you and getting to know you better, I can see you're not like that.
Yeah.
Now I know, with all my heart, that I can trust you. Thank you for that.
Oh, Dimitri. That warmed my heart a little bit. So thank you. Now let's go on that dinner date. I guess I don't need to eat with him to get to max motivation now.
Professor, don't you think we did pretty well? His Highness here did most of it.
At least you're honest, Sylvain.
No, it was not all my doing. We made it thanks to your help, Sylvain.
Nice.
It's all becoming clearer.
Good.
Ah, I finally get it!
Oh, good. He has enough sword now to become a lord. D+ or higher. I just need the seal. Alright, Dimitri. Ready to become a lord? I hope so. High degree of authority. First time I'll ever have used this class, actually. It looks great on you. God damn. I love the blue color scheme, too. I knew you'd pass. Oh? Oh, just the luck.
Good results.
Oh, excellent. Lord Dimitri. That's a nice ring to it. Oh, out of curiosity. That's also 100% now. Fantastic. I think I'll turn you into I want you to get Poison Strike. I think that'll be better than whatever it is you get for being a mercenary. Wait, no, mercenaries get Vantage, don't they? Yeah. Kinda want you to get both all of a sudden. We'll go Dark Mage. Not relying on
Easy.
people being not relying on being below 50% health is better. Which Poison Strike will help with. Oh, nice. More exploration points. Fantastic. Alright, last seminar, and then we'll go to a paralog. Right. Hey, Anna. I can't really make great recommendations on goods when I don't understand their inherent value. I like to better understand swords so I can better sell them and make lots of money. Focusing on my skill with the blade seems the best way. Sure. Whatever you want. Oh? Sylvain. Shit. Alright. Oh, right. More failed love. What happened?
Oh, Professor. I didn't realize you
I
were
wasn't.
there.
Just walked up.
If we keep running into each other like this, people will start to talk.
No, they won't.
Hey, don't get mad. I was joking. Ah, forget it. What do you need?
Just wondering what's happening. Girl problems, Sylvain.
I fell for that girl recently, but I just wanted to have some fun and leave it at that. So I told her we should break it off.
Ah, Sylvain. The ultimate commitment issues.
I guess she was feeling a little more serious than I was. She started crying and everything got a bit complicated.
Yeah, definitely. You're complicated. You're complicated.
Come on, Professor. Playing around with girls is the most fun a guy can have.
I mean, that's fine and all. Just, you know, be upfront. Don't lead people on.
Besides, I don't care what you think of me. I don't intend to change how I live my life. I'm a good-for-nothing, if you haven't noticed. But I'm still a noble with a crest. That's all anyone cares about. It's best to avoid getting too serious with fools like that. It only leads to trouble.
Oh, Sylvain.
I'm gonna be forced into an arranged marriage with some random noble woman anyway.
He really... Oh, that having his crest has really screwed over his perceptions of himself and his life, I think.
By the way, Professor, you didn't know you had a crest, did you?
Nope. My father never told me.
I see. I suppose a mercenary wouldn't be concerned with such things.
Yeah. Actually, he might not have even known. What was your experience?
Most children who are born to noble families are tested upon birth to see if they bear one.
Yeah.
Even descendants of the 10 elites, like myself, can't be legitimate heirs without a crest.
Which is... like, I understand why, but messed up.
That means as children, we're only accepted if we're born with one.
That part's the part that's really messed up.
The heads of most noble houses keep having kids until they get one with a crest. Those children then grow up to be heads of their houses, and the vicious cycle continues. Do you get it now? To all these commoner girls, I'm just a trophy. Or rather, a stud horse.
I wouldn't be so sure. I'm sure to some people that's the case, but you shouldn't make assumptions. You mean they only want you for your bloodline? That's cynical.
Perhaps, but that doesn't change the fact that these girls don't love me. They only love the potential rewards of loving me.
You don't know that, Sylvain.
If I marry a girl, and she gives birth to a child with a crest, that kid might become the next head of House Gautier.
Sure, that's how these things typically work.
But nowadays, with the bloodlines getting weaker, there are a lot of kids like my brother, born with no hope.
Well, you would be the head of your house. You could change how you do things.
For ages now, those of us with crests have been envied and desired, but never for who we are. I understand the value of my blood. Believe me, I hate how much I understand it.
Yeah.
I know better than to dream of being free from this burden. I'm used to it by now. I used to think I didn't have the right to live freely.
And then you said, screw that. You don't think that way anymore? Clearly not.
That's right. You know what? I'm a bit jealous. The whole time you were growing up, you never knew you had a crest.
Yeah.
You were free. Nobody pretended to like you. I kind of hate you for that. You were a spoiled brat who should pay for that crest. Maybe I'll collect the debt.
Jeez. I mean, I don't think Byleth's life was, spoiled.
Gotcha! Wow, you should have seen the look on your face just then. Don't mind me, Professor. After all, ladies love a dark and brooding noble.
Oh, Sylvain. Oh, Sylvain, what are we gonna do with you? We'll get there. We got another support to go.
Professor, don't you think we did pretty well? His hot? No.
Wonderful, another perfect round.
I've deepened my
Great, a lot of, skill ups.
It all makes sense now.
Authorities.
I'm getting better.
I'm a quick study.
Wonderful. Puts you at C. Fantastic. And Ingrid at D+. Wait. No, at C. Wonderful. Like I said last time, I think, I view C as the minimum for effective battalions. Higher the better, but at least C for everyone. And finally, paralog time. Maybe. Assuming I'm not too low level for it. It's just level 15. What level are we currently? Okay, definitely not. Not yet. Alright, here we go. Dorothea's birthday, I'll give her flowers, sure.
Thank you so much.
And the mission. Not forgetting any certifications, am I? Don't think so. Oh. I could also give you the Dark Mage. Tempting. Very tempting. But for now, we'll to keep you as a Cavalier. The underground chamber. The monastery is shocked to learn that Setheth's younger sister, Flane, has gone missing. After an exhaustive search for clues, you finally come upon a lead. And here we go.